All right, let's talk about the bridge to close. This is the most important skill to increase your numbers, to do this smoothly in the right sequence and to have your bridge to close, which is basically a one line. It only takes one line to change your entire business. You can go from signing 4 deals a month full time to signing 30 deals a month full time. Once you get in your groove and you have your bridge to close dialed in and it works because it's so smooth and logical for people. It's so exciting when somebody's business starts to take off, and it's always for multiple reasons, but there's no question that 90% of that increase in their business is when they find a good bridge to close that is genuine, that is them. It's got to be you, and it works and gets people to the application, right? That's what the bridge to close is all about. So it's really important to understand the foundation of our whole model, and you're going to use this stuff in your bridge to close and in your entire pitch, right? So what does that mean? They have nothing to lose. There's no contract. There's no lease. They're not paying anything up front. They don't really have any excuse, right? As we master rebuttals, we strip all their excuses from them. And the last thing they could really say is, I don't want to get locked in. What if it's not what you tell me it is type excuses? Well, that's why we set up our whole entire model with no contract and no lease and no upfront money. Because the last remaining excuse they have is that fear of if it isn't what they're told. Well, that's why our whole model is based around they have nothing to lose. So when that's the last rebuttal standing, that's an easy one to knock down. They've got no excuses. So throughout your pitch, you need to be dropping these little tidbits throughout your pitch all over the place. The reason why you're doing that is, one, in the moment you say it, it's probably useful, but more importantly, it's so that later when it's time to close, they can be brought out again for the actual close. But they'll only be smooth if they were told throughout the pitch. You don't wait until it's time to actually close the deal to bring these topics up and bring up our core model for the first time. If you've been using this throughout your pitch, then by the time we get to the bridge to the close and come back to them, they already know that. It just goes with your bridge to close. So you're beginning to build the foundation of your bridge to close right out of the get-go every time you talk about our core model, which is no contract, no lease, no upfront costs, later, no excuse, right? So there's a different video on what I'm about to say, but the biggest key to the bridge is you must already have the application out. Whole nother video on pulling the app out and why. The bridge to close will not work if you don't have the app out. If it comes time for you to say, all right, let's do this, and you have to literally take the actions to go grab the app, pull it out, and get a pen ready, that motion right there just destroyed. You just TNT'd the bridge by doing that. Your application must already be out. You've already been using it throughout your presentation for this to work. Let me give you a couple sample bridge to closes. Again, a bridge to close is when you close the gap between your presentation and it's time to close this deal. It is a smooth transition in between. I've got nothing left to really say here. I've answered your rebuttals. Let's do business. Time to stop talking. The problem is, and the reason why so many people can get to the end of the presentation, people like it, they want to think about it, they can't overcome the rebuttals, or maybe they do overcome the rebuttals, but the reason why so many people are walking out without apps is because they make it awkward and uncomfortable to get to the application. The bridge is that line that seamlessly and smoothly gets your pen on that application, starting to fill it out without it being awkward or that business owner feeling like they're being hard closed or I'm not ready. He just pulled the app out and all that weird crap. Okay, you got to stop doing that. So here's a sample line for you. I'm going to give you a couple samples, but at the end of the day, you're going to develop your bridge to close because it's going to be you. It's going to come from the heart and it's going to be smooth right into an app. I'm telling you. Here's some examples. As you can see, this program is literally a no-brainer. And with our core model, we've really eliminated all the big concerns that people have to just talk. There's literally nothing to lose but a bill here, maybe a headache. Here's another example. The only difference between where you are right now and where all our happy clients are is they took advantage of the no risk approach that we've designed. I mean, it's really a no brainer when you think about it, with no contracts and no cost to you. There's nothing for you to lose except the bill. Let's give it a shot. Now, here is the line that absolutely changed my business for years. I was probably 3 years into the business. I was making sales, but as soon as I found my bridge to close, I didn't even realize it was a bridge to close when I found it. But the line that changed my business, I've been using this line for years. This doubled my business, and I rode the wave for 7 or 8 years, okay? It only takes one line to absolutely blow up your business. This is the line that blew up my business. This is my bridge to close right here. It's actually my job to stop people from overthinking their way out of a profitable decision, right? That's what you're in business for, right? You're here to make a profit, okay? Well, then we're basically done here. Okay, the hardest part now is just getting this done, and it only takes me 2 minutes. So let me get it done, and I'm out of here. So where do you want me to send this terminal? Do you have a home office? Do you want to send right here to the business? Keep in mind, I have an application out. I'm tapping the app, saying, look, my job is to stop people from overthinking an obviously good decision. I mean, if you're in business to make a profit, you can see how this is a good decision. That's what you're in business for, right? All right, perfect. Well, the hardest part at this point then is just getting this done as I'm tapping the app. And this thing takes me 2 minutes. Like, I'm basically out the door. Let's just get it done. Do you have like a home office, or do you want me to send the terminal right here? Which one is it? And I get my pen down on that paper and I'm ready to write. Now they can answer the question and I'm closing, or they can throw another rebuttal at me, but we're at least on the bridge or past the bridge and we're into the closing mode now. Very non-threatening way of getting onto the application. Specifically, the line in there that's bold is the bridge to close. It's where you seamlessly say, let's just get this done. It's effortless. I already got the app out. This thing takes me like 2 minutes to get done, right? If we keep asking questions, it's going to take 10 minutes. If we're ready to go, I'm gone in 2 minutes. I know you're busy. Let's get this done. The hardest part now is just getting this done, which only takes me 2 minutes. Let's just get it done. Do you have a home office, or should I send it right here to the business? And I'm bridging over to the close there. So rehash, if needed, if you do your bridge to close and they still have a couple concerns, guys, go back to the core model. Why wouldn't they try this? There's no contract. There's no lease. If I told you that you had to lease a terminal, I could understand why you wanted to think about it or even said no. If I was locking you into a 36-month agreement with a cancellation fee, I could see why you would want to think about this. But our whole model doesn't have any of that. Seriously. And to top it off, we've got a $1,000 guarantee. So let's say you give it a shot. Let's say you give it a shot, and for whatever reason, the cash discount program just isn't working for you. All right, if you're the first person that says, hey, Joe, I'd like my bill back, right? At that point, I'll look at what you currently pay right now. I will put you back on traditional. This doesn't happen, but if it makes you feel better, I'll look at what you currently pay. We'll put you back on traditional, and we'll still save you money. And we have a $1,000 guarantee to back that. Again, that's not going to happen, but if that gives you the peace of mind to just give me a shot, then know that we'll honor our guarantee and you're still going to save money under the worst of cases that could possibly happen. Bridge to close. Use our core model. Use the $1,000 guarantee. Find your one-liner when you're done explaining the program and the business that gets you onto the app. That's the bridge to close.